Welcome to Crochet Business Chat Podcast. We are going to be talking about all things crochet business today as I share my predictions for crochet business trends of 2025. So you may have noticed things feel different. Things feel like they are changing. I'm trying to see where this reflection is coming from. Things feel like they're changing a little bit in the crochet industry or in the online business industry. And we're going to talk about that today. So, welcome to you. Thank you for being here this morning. Forgive my light, it's driving me crazy. Thank you for being here. My name is Pam Grice, the Crochetpreneur. I am on a mission to help 100,000 makers build financial freedom through crochet. And this podcast is part of that mission. I don't know what I'm going to do with this light. Let's stick it over there. Yeah. So this is part of the mission, along with lots of other things. Tomorrow we're going to start Coffee with Crochetpreneur, where we do a live call-in show, and you can call in, hop on camera with me, and I will answer all of your crochet business questions specific to you and your business. So that starts tomorrow. But today we're talking about trends in the crochet business, and I'm going to pull up my notes so I don't forget a thing. Again, welcome to Crochet Business Chat Podcast. This is podcast. I think this is episode 51. So we're going to work on being consistent this year and showing up every week for you and your questions. So I'm happy to have you here. Be sure to subscribe to the Crochetpreneur YouTube channel for more crochet business tips and tricks and encouragement, and hang out with our really fun community. And like this video, share it with your friends. Be sure to comment so I can answer any of your questions that you have. And there are folks who are watching live right now, and I will come at the end of this video and answer any questions you might have. If you're watching on replay, leave your questions in the comments. I get notified of your comments, and I will come back and answer any questions that you might have. So again, welcome. All right, let's talk about our trends. I wrote down 8 trends that I want to talk about. So the first one, and this is particularly for physical product sellers, is there's going to be a continued decline in in-person sales. For those of you who are doing craft markets, farmers markets, in-person sales of any type, our society is shifting, and it's been the last 20 years or so. It's gradually been shifting to a more online focused marketplace, and that's going to continue for the coming years. And in 2025, it's going to keep going. So I want you to consider ways that you can optimize your sales by bringing your business online. When you sell only in person, you are limiting the reach that you can make with your products to only those people in your locale. So you automatically have certain things that you have to overcome, like local preferences, local economy, getting in front of people, getting people to come to events and leave their homes, and people are less and less likely to do that in 2025. So I really recommend getting your business online in some way or another. Etsy is a great place to start. It's easy to start there, but also Michael's Maker Place, Amazon Handmade. There are other places, online e-commerce places, that you can set up your shop and make your things available to people. I don't always recommend Facebook Marketplace. I think you set yourself up to attract scammers in those sort of low bar of entry places. And so I don't really recommend that, but people do start there. And then, as you continue to grow your audience, you can then move to hosting your own website and driving your own traffic to your products and offerings. So that is number 1, a decline in in-person sales. Number 2 is going to make a lot of people happy. It is the rise of faceless brands. So up until now, people have just traditionally focused on sharing their products, sharing still images, sharing what they're offering today. And more and more faceless brands are becoming the norm online. And these would be brands that Um, they really bring storytelling into they're really embracing the art form of storytelling through short form video. And these faceless brands, some of them I can think of, well, one that comes to mind off the top of my head is the Naughty Boss. If you've seen her social media posts, she does a lot of tutorials and she offers some graphic design work and things like that, but she does it all through a faceless channel, and she does really well. And then also, to get even more in depth in this storytelling and filmmaking would be the Knit Frog. Do you ever watch the Knit Frog, who comes in and does things? It's a faceless brand because the face is a knit frog. So if you really love the creativity that comes from making short form video and you don't want to get your face in front of the camera, build a strategic social media strategy that shares short form video as beautifully aesthetic and storytelling and helpful content for your ideal customer, and you can just take your face out of it. However, also, more and more people want to know who you are. So I think you need to embrace one or the other, either the faceless brand or the personal brand that is all about you and bringing your face, your story, your personality to all of your social media content or all of your email marketing videos like this. People are craving connection, and people more and more really want to learn to trust the people they're buying from. And the way to do that is to actually show up as the face of your business. So it's going to be less and less about um, corporate branding and more about personal branding. So I know I keep saying so. I'm trying to work on this year. Um, and We're going to do it together right now. I'm going to try and not do it. Personal branding is going to be more and more popular because people want to get to know, like, and trust you. They want to know behind the scenes of your life what that looks like. They want to know what it looks like when you get up in the morning, when you start work, how you design, what your process looks like, what your thinking process looks like, and how you come up with the ideas that you come up with. They want to feel connected to you as a person, and they want to know that you feel connected to them. So this is not about being the face of your brand without any connection to your people. It is more and more about that connection. And so I want you to think of social media strategies or content strategies that have you connecting to your people in a real authentic way. I know we throw around the word authentic, and I really mean it though. You need to work on your own self-awareness so you know who you are and what you bring to the table so that you can shout that out to the world through your offers and through your social media content. So either you do faceless branding or you do, here at Crochetpreneur, we call it the Pam Show. You do the Pam Show and you just show up and you be the face of your brand and you share who you are and you share your life with your audience. And as a natural progression of that connection, community is going to be a huge competitive advantage in the marketplace. And that means you build your community either through YouTube memberships, through Facebook groups, through groups on platforms like Circle or Community or Voxer or any of those places where it gives you a space to connect to your audience and really engage with them on a regular basis. So for me, I have my Facebook groups, and this year I'm working on a strategy to be even more engaged in those Facebook groups so I can know what you need. And that's the power of building communities for your business, is that you hear from your clients, your customers, day in and day out about what they need. Do they need a tutorial on a specific stitch? Do they need, for me, like, do they need access to a list of reputable virtual assistants or reputable tech editors? Do they need, resources to keep track of their yarn? whatever it is that they're talking about in your group is giving you ideas to create content that meets their needs and then create products that meet their needs. So if they're like, hey, I love this blanket, but it's really hard here, here, and here, you could design a blanket that meets those needs for them. So if they're like, oh, I really love granny squares, but I really don't like joining things. So then you can design a granny square in the round blanket that you just work the whole thing and you don't have to join anything. So things like that, as you listen to your clients, it's going to give you more and more ideas about designs and products that you can offer to them. And it really solidifies that feeling of they know you and they want to hang out with you and they feel like they're coming to sit down with you for a cup of coffee, a glass of tea, a cup of tea. They, sitting on the front porch, drinking lemonade and chatting with you and being friends with you. And this may take you out of your comfort zone. For me, I'm a total introvert. I don't like leaving my house. I love people, but it does drain me, and I do get sort of self-conscious, and I worry about what people are thinking while we're having a conversation. Like, I do all of those things in my head that I tell you to work on. I do the same thing. And so being in front of the camera is not something that comes naturally to me, and showing up live on Facebook is not something that comes naturally to me. And the thing is, we have to grow and we have to get out of our comfort zones and do the things that work to build your business and also that serve your clients. So I want to encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and really connect with your community in 2025. All right, next is niche marketing will dominate. I know we always talk about don't sell to everyone because you make yourself invisible. You need to have a niche, but even more so in 2025, people are looking for experts. They know who to go to when they want to make super simple, easy Ami. They know who to go to when they want to make super chunky blankets. They know who to go to when they want to make shawls. Like, everyone has in their head who their specialist is. Just like in the medical field, you have, your cardiologist, your oncologist, your gynecologist, you have all of your specialists. Well, it's the same thing in the crochet world. People are looking for specialists. You could make your specialty beginner crochet, and I teach stitches, right? So if I need to know a new stitch, I know who to go to. If I need to know a Tunisian stitch, I know who to go to. And it doesn't matter that there are other people doing the exact same thing that you want to do, because you bring your own unique personality, your unique perspective, your unique way of teaching, your unique way of speaking to your clients into everything that you do. So it doesn't matter. There's other people doing Ami. There's other people telling people how to build a crochet business. That's fine. I bring my voice. I bring the way that I care for my community, and they bring what they have to offer as well. So find the person that you connect with and be that person that people can connect with. And that means showing up and being yourself so that they know I like them or I'm repelled by them. Either way is fine. You get to know and you get to build that community of people that really fit what you want to do by niching down and sticking within your field of expertise. It doesn't mean, like, for me, I do super quick fashion accessories, but that doesn't mean I can't design a blanket here and there. I just keep it within the realm of what my ideal customer wants to do, and they want to do quick projects. So I use super chunky yarn, I make smaller throws, those kind of things. And so creating your products within your niche that meet your ideal customer's needs is what you want to do. I hope that makes sense. But within that niche, within that space that you've carved out for yourself, we're going to build a hybrid business model. Now, last week on the podcast, we talked about various income streams that you can build in your business. We talked about doing podcasts, doing blogging, doing designing, doing in-person events, all of those things, right? So you take what you're doing here in your niche, and then you build out a hybrid model that you're selling physical products if you want to do that. You're selling digital patterns or digital products if you want to do that. You're selling maybe t-shirts and stickers and keychains and other things that go along with journals that go along with that niche that you've carved out for yourself. You're going to events, you're doing speaking engagements, you're doing podcasts, you're doing video. All of those things are part of a hybrid business model within a niche. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. But ultimately, it's about bringing those multiple income streams into that particular niche so that you're not just out there talking to everyone, right? You're not just out there talking about crochet. There's a lot of people out there talking about crochet and they're invisible. You want people to know when I want X in the realm of crochet, I know who to go to, and that's going to be you. So, figure out in your mind, what is that thing? What are you going to be known for? And then go for it and really build your brand around that. Next is video, video, video. This has been a trend for years, right? It's just more and more coming into the realm of video, and this is going to continue. People want to hear from you. They want quick content. They want to just scroll until they find what they're looking for. And when they reach you, they want the quick response. They want a quick tip. They want actionable tips. They don't want talk, which I'm doing right now, but this is going to be a short podcast. So stick around, don't leave. So video, short form video, long form video, video on sales pages, video on your Etsy listings. If you don't already have, now I'm guilty of this. If you don't already have video on all of your Etsy listings, make that one of your goals for 2025 is to create your very short videos to add to your Etsy listings, because that gets people engaged. If you're not already doing video pins on Pinterest, start working on getting video pins on Pinterest. Do a couple of reels a week on Instagram, do TikToks, do lives, show up live. I know a lot of you are thinking, I came in this to crochet. I didn't want to be a video production person. And you don't have to get fancy. You can see I'm just sitting here in my office with a single camera, a couple of lights, and a microphone, right? It's not that I have a bunch of fancy tools. I don't have a fancy camera. I'm just showing up. And that's all you need to do too, is just show up. It doesn't have to be fancy editing. It doesn't have to take you a long time, because you're working out of your passion and you're working out of serving your customers. So this should be something that comes easily. As you're creating your patterns, you're creating tutorials, and you're uploading those tutorials online. So the more you do video, the more you're going to connect with people, the more they're going to join your community, they're going to get on your list, and you're going to make profits that way. So if you don't already have a video strategy, I really recommend that you begin implementing something now. Now, again, you don't have to dive in and do all of the things. You don't have to, I have a video podcast, and now we're going to do the live call-in show. I do live Facebooks frequently. I do Zoom calls with my groups. I do coaching calls. I'm on camera almost all day long, and you don't have to do that. You can do one video a week. And break that up into short form video if you want to do that. I use Opus Clip to cut up my videos. It does it automatically for you. You just upload your video and it clips it down into short clips. It adds captions for you, and you can even upload to social media from there. I'm sure I have an affiliate link, and if I find that, I'll put it in the description for you, but you can just go to Opus Clip, do a search for Opus Clip. It's an app, and it's really super helpful for breaking down your videos into smaller clips that you can use then on your social media, and to upload to Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, all of those places, Pinterest. So that's an option for you. Okay, and finally, our last trend is the emphasis on quality and sustainability. People are sick of junk. People are sick of the crap they're getting from Temu and Shein. They're just tired of it. They're recognizing the problems with fast fashion. They're recognizing the problems with things that are not ethically sourced or ethically made. And so focusing on talking about the handmade qualities, where you're sourcing your products, the sustainability of your business, or the yarn fibers that you're using, or the packaging that you're using, and focusing on wording around quality, not only does it raise the perceived value of your products, but it speaks to those values of your customer. When your customer cares about the environment, or they care about social issues like employment exploitation that's happening in the crochet realm in particular, with fast fashion and those kinds of things, you can speak to that in your marketing. So talk about, uh, like, I use biodegradable shipping bags. You can find them on Amazon. And so let people know, like, I package my things in muslin bags that are giftable, and then I put them in a biodegradable shipping package. And so there's nothing wasted when you purchase your product. Or the yarns I use are made from sustainable resources like bamboo or like cotton and those kinds of things. Speaking to whatever the language is of your customer, and the things that you're actually doing in your business to meet those value systems that your customers have is going to be really important. So figure out how you're bringing quality, how you're reaching and speaking to those values of your customers, and use that in your marketing and use that in the things that you talk about for your business, and that will help you connect even more to your clients. So you might notice the trend in the majority of these trends for 2025 is it very much has to do with heart, people, and connection. We're taking the focus off of sell, buy my thing, buy my thing. I made this for you, you should buy it kind of business model that has been prevalent in the past, and really focusing on know who you're selling to, know how to meet their needs, know how to connect to them and speak to them, and bringing your community together, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Just as a sort of grassroots movement. So my movement is about stomping out the sort of poverty and the low value mindset that pervades the handmade or craft businesses, to say that we get to make a profit as business owners. That's my rallying cry. That's, you can turn yarn into money and you deserve it. Where you focus on what's the rallying cry for your business. Ultimately, and this is not a trend. This is just a fact. It's got to be you. Your business and the way you run your business, no matter what the trends are, need to fit you, or you're going to get burned out, or you're going to show up inauthentically, or you're going to show up and you're going to hate what you're doing. And we never want that to happen for you in your business. We want you to love your business. We want you to love serving your customers, work with customers that you love working with, and really operate in that place of 100% alignment between what you're bringing, what your clients need and want and are willing to pay for, the profits that you need as a business owner, and what brings you joy, so that you don't get to a place of burnout and overwhelm in your business. So that is my message for you today. Those are the trends that I'm seeing happening in the world of crochet business for 2025. I'd love to hear from you as well. I'm going to go look at your comments right now. We have folks saying good morning. Farron's here. She's just listening because she's driving. Do you think the rise of faceless brands will make actually putting a face on your brand more powerful? Yes, I do. Bonnie, that's a really great question. I just popped this up on the screen. So faceless brands are great for people who are just at a point where they're like, I can't do it. I can't put my face on screen. I'm going to build a really high quality, beautifully aesthetic, storytelling, amazing faceless brand. But that brings those people who are showing up, that gives them even more chance to connect on a heart level with their customers, because it's really difficult to connect on that heart level when you're not showing your face, right? So anybody who's ever met an author, you have an author you love. I love Anne Lamott, and it's one thing reading her book and making up in your head who that person is, what they care about, what it's like to be with them. But then when you meet them in person, it's a totally different experience. So when I met Anne in person, she's just as warm and just as kind of creatively stimulating and amazing. She's an amazing person. And I just love her. And so it was so great to meet her in person. Same with Mike Michalowicz, meeting him in person. And it's the same thing with you and your brand showing up. People get to know you. They get to feel like they're your friend. And then when you do get to meet them in person, it's even better. So yes, Bonnie, I think that's great. Oh, you said never mind. Yeah. Okay, so good morning. I have Facebook business page that I do video. Awesome. I make tops for towels and show them the towels and how much they are. Awesome. I would also love for you to talk about, um, doing things in the kitchen. Why do people need towel toppers? Why are they really helpful? What sort of fibers do you use? And we don't want every post to be about how much they can buy something for, or people start to get turned off. So just think of that. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying that typically in the crochet industry, people who are selling physical products very much focus only on, look at me, I'm making something. Look what I made. You should buy this. It costs this much. This is how you buy it, right? Instead of saying, let's connect. What towel toppers are you looking for? What's the color scheme of your kitchen? What's your design theme? Are you farmhouse? Are you cottagecore? Are you modern? Are you minimalist? How are you decorating? And how can I create a towel topper that fits your aesthetic? Those kinds of questions. Okay, someone's mom says, I've been trying to explore more avenues to generate sales. Do you have any advice? I've tried Etsy, a website, etc. So I have a post on my social media that says, when you're not making sales. Go look at my Instagram and look for that. It's probably down there a little ways. But there's a couple of things to look at if you're not making sales. Sometimes it's that we've created a product that nobody wants. So they see the product and they're like, that's nice, but I don't know why I need that. And if we don't market that product with some language behind it of why you need this, how it's going to change your life, how your life will be better, how you're going to feel when you use this product, people are less likely to buy. And so often in our industry, people are creating things that they like without thinking about what the market is actually wanting, what their ideal customer, the people who are seeing their products, actually want to spend money on. And so it's really important to create products that your ideal customer wants. So focus on that first. So they're seeing it, but they don't want it, or they're not seeing it. You can have an Etsy shop that never gets seen. I want you to get at least 100 views a day, if not many more than that. If you're not getting at least 100 views a day, you need to work on marketing. You need to work on your SEO for your shop. Perhaps you need to work on your images. Maybe they're showing up in search, but people don't like your photos, so they're not clicking over to your shop. And you need to work on marketing, building your social media, and building an avenue for people to get to know you and to make it over to your shop. We can't just focus on Etsy bringing customers to you. Same thing when you have your own website. You can't just rely on Google to bring you people. You need to drive traffic. And that would mean getting people on your email list and creating a strategy of marketing to your email list in a way that feels really good to you and good to them, but does drive traffic to your website and generate those sales. So I hope that makes sense. So look at your marketing strategy, look at your photos, look at your listing descriptions, and first of all, look at your product line and what are you offering? And why are people not spending money on that? Are they buying the exact same thing from other people? Or are they just not buying that product? So take a look at that. Let's see. All right, Farron said, definitely leaning into community this year and showing more of myself as a wife, mother, and person who loves crochet and puzzles and other crafts, and not just as a business owner. I'm so proud of you for doing that. I know that is not your natural leaning, to show up all the time on social media. And I know that you're pushing yourself through some of those roadblocks. I'm really proud of you for doing that. Awesome. Thank you. That's helpful. Quick advice for an absolute beginner to making money with yarn. I've only sold to a friend or two. Okay, if you're an absolute beginner, and I don't want you to get upset with this, I think you need to work on your skills before you start selling. A lot of times beginners come into the industry thinking, oh, I can make a blanket and then I'll sell it. But really, you need to work on how's your stitch tension? How is your, um, how's your gauge? How is your finishing of your products? Is everything up to a professional standard before you start selling? So that's my first. If you're making amigurumi, like check your stitches, check how tight your tension is to be sure that there's no stuffing coming through. Learn about the safety protocols for selling Ami or things that are geared towards children. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done before you start selling. If you are an absolute beginner but you love crochet, start making some other things. Make some stickers, make some coffee mugs, make some t-shirts for crocheters as you are building up your skills. A lot of people, not a lot, some people can start to crochet and they're immediately excellent at it. And if that's you, awesome, start selling. But if you look at your things and you think, well, maybe people can tell that a beginner did this, then keep working on your skills until you get to a point where you're like, oh yeah, people will pay for this because it's that high quality. Your stitches are consistent. You've you know how to speak about crochet. You know how to read patterns. I really think it's important that you know how to read patterns, just because it's part of being a crocheter. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know that absolute beginners should be selling, but it's totally up to you to analyze your products. Will do. Thanks so much. I've been making amazing hats and accessories. What side of your personal life are worth sharing with your audience? It's totally up to you. Some people will share 100%. They'll be vulnerable. They'll share the ups and downs. They'll share relationship issues. I don't necessarily think that's a great idea. I don't know that it's a great idea to share things about your kids without their permission. I mean, I don't think it's a great idea to do that. But sharing, like I homestead, and so I like to share, our chickens or our sheep, or I share, we just collected eggs. Oh, I'm canning some things from the garden, things like that. I'll just share about our world and things that we're doing, or a day in the life type things, behind the scenes thought processes, behind designs, ways that I'm connected with my community through some workshops that I'm hosting and showing, like putting those things together. But I don't know. I think you have to think, what will be helpful for my ideal customer? What will make them feel connected to me? What do I have in common with my ideal customer, and how can I share that? Like me, I love coffee, right? I love my coffee. And so tomorrow I'm having Coffee with Crochetpreneur, and that's going to be a bi-weekly series of call-in show. So I love coffee. I'll share images of me making coffee, doing all sorts of things like that. And yeah, so I love coffee. I love homesteading. I love canning, preserving, cooking. I love genealogy. I love history. I'll bring those things into my business just to let people know this is who I am. Do you love these things too? And that makes them feel connected to you. So think about what your ideal customer loves and how you can connect to them in that way. But you don't have to share everything. I don't share a lot about, I share a little bit about kind of health issues that I'm dealing with, or when we're sick around here, or my dog is 16. Eventually he's going to be having issues. I might share about that, but I might not. Hope that helps. I'm not new to crochet. Oh, okay. So I misunderstood. New to the idea of selling and not sure where to start. I totally agree. Okay. So Amanda, if you are new to the business, go to crochetpreneur.com and go through the articles there. I have a lot of articles on the website about how to start, how to get rolling with your, I would just do a search for start. And you can do that here on the YouTube channel as well. I have lots of videos on like how to start your crochet business. Ultimately, it's really, really important that you start with, who am I as a business owner? Who do I want to work with? What do I love? What do I not love? What do I not want to do in my business? And then who do I want to sell to? And then what do they need? And then you build your product line off of that. So you're combining what you want to do with who you want to work with to create a product line. When you start with the product line first, you're almost like dooming yourself to struggle in the beginning. So that's a great place to start. If you want some information about my Crochet Biz Lab, it's a $7 a month membership for beginning crochet business owners to get started. It'll walk you through that, identifying your ideal customer and creating that your business from there. And that could help. So if you want information about that, just let me know. Sarah says she shows her cats a lot, but this means my customers know there are cats in the studio in case of allergies. I think it's important that if you have pets at home, that your customers do know that there are pets at home. And you might want to talk about how I mitigate allergens in my yarn studio, or how I don't know, do you steam clean your products before you send them out? How you mitigate allergies, or just letting people know how you keep your products clean, even though you have animals in there. Talking about those things help to answer the questions that customers might come up with about, like, oh, you have cats, I'm not buying from you because I'm going to end up with cat hair, or maybe they've walked across it, but they went to the litter box and then they walked across this yarn, things like that people think about. You can answer those questions with your social media posts without specifically answering them. So that might help. Okay, Amanda, if you go to crochetpreneur.com, crochet-biz-lab, that will get you here. I can put it in the comments. That will give you the specific information about Crochet Biz Lab, so that can help you. All right. I Am Simplicity says, I'm thinking about getting into writing patterns, but I'm scared that there are too many patterns of anything and I might oops and copy someone. If you didn't copy someone, then you didn't copy someone, so you don't need to worry about it. This is a worry that a lot of people have in our industry of, I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally copy someone. Copying means that you looked at what someone's doing, you intentionally created the exact same thing. If you don't do that, then you didn't copy. So you don't need to worry about this because you're not going to do that. Instead, you're going to get inspiration outside of the crochet world. You're going to get inspiration in your world, in your life, in the way that you live your life, in the places that you go. And you're going to get inspiration there, and you're going to design things out of your own brain. You're going to take stitches that you know and turn them into things, and you're going to write down those instructions on your own with your own words, doing your own math. And when you do that, you didn't copy, so you don't have to worry about it. Yes, on occasion, you may create a product that looks very similar to something someone else has done. It happens in our industry. It's happened to me multiple times, both on the I created it first end and on the they created it first end. When you build relationships and you build yourself up as a person of integrity, and you build your brand and you don't copy, it's easier to mitigate those kinds of issues when they come up. In my case, when I created a hat that looked very similar to a hat that someone else had designed around the same time, we came out with the same thing. She and I have a very similar aesthetic. We both use the similar type of yarn. We both use similar stitches. And so the things looked very similar, and we laughed it off. I wrote to her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that we designed the same thing at the same time. That's so weird. And she's like, yep, so weird. Like it just happens. So like build yourself up, and don't be afraid to, if you see that you've created something and then there's somebody out there, well, I was going to say, don't be afraid to reach out. If you have a relationship with that person, don't be afraid to reach out and say, like, I can't believe that we made the same thing. I know we have a different audience. It's going to be fine. And I just want to let you know, I didn't see your thing before I did this. Or you don't bring it up at all. But I don't want this to keep you from designing. Design it out of your own brain with your own math and your own stitches. And you do the work and you don't have to worry about it. All right. Yeah, Sarah said, as a designer, please don't let that scare you away. So long as you're not intentionally copying, you're good. I agree. Okay, do you have any advice on video equipment? I've been using my phone, but I'd like to get better equipment for video tutorials. So I could like come up with something out of the top of my head, but it would be totally made up. So I don't want to do that to you. I use my phone. I know there are others out here who use professional equipment. I know Elise Speed, who's one of the ladies in my mastermind. She uses a really good quality camera. Anybody else, if you do tutorials on video and you have a camera that you love to make your videos, go ahead and share it in the comments and let people know. I know people love Canon and they love Nikon, but I couldn't give you a specific recommendation right now. I do have a Lumix, I believe, but it is in the corner right over here, and I haven't taken it out of its little carrying case probably in 4 years since I moved here. So I don't have a good answer for you. Okay. I think that's going to be it for today. I am going to let you all go. I'm going to head back to work. I have a coaching call this afternoon and some people to connect with. I do want to mention again that for those of you who are watching live or watching this on replay on the day that it's recorded, tomorrow is our first episode of Coffee and Crochetpreneur. Bring your favorite beverage. I will be bringing my coffee in the morning. We're meeting at 9 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Mountain. So it's going to be 7 a.m. here. We'll see if I can get my makeup and hair done by then. And I'm going to show up and I'll give you a URL that you can click and get in the queue to ask your question live on video. Now, depending on how many people come, we'll just go first come, first served through whoever shows up. And you'll pop up on video. We'll do a split screen and we'll just chat and we'll do a little coaching call. And I'll get to know you better. You'll get to know me better. And we'll come up with some solutions for your business and the things that are happening in your world. So I want to encourage you to don't be afraid to show up. Come as you are. I'm going to come as I am, but I'm probably going to fluff my hair. I'll fluff my hair up. I'll probably put on some lipstick and mascara and show up here to answer your questions first thing in the morning. Coffee with Crochetpreneur. Again, there is a video up if you go to Crochetpreneur channel, and you can go ahead and set a reminder to join us tomorrow morning. All right. I will be awake at that time. Oh, will I be awake? You might be. You should be. Come and join us. All right. I hope to see you tomorrow. Other than that, I will see you next week for another episode of Crochet Business Chat. Thanks for being here, folks. See you later. Bye.